the management staff of SD Public School, it gives me great honor to welcome you all here on this virtual platform. Honorable and most respected Ms. Shiba Kumar, our respected Principal Ma'am, Mrs. Anita Sharma, and my dear parents. It is with great joy I wish to extend a very warm welcome to you all for this enriching webinar. We have amongst us Ms. Shiba Kumar today. Ma'am is a certified parenting coach, speaker, and an author of Amazon bestseller The Power of Gratitude Parenting. She has over 13 years of diversified professional experience in the areas of training, teaching, and coaching. Ms. Shiba is an avid believer in the power of gratitude and yoga. She is dedicated to helping others to overcome challenges so that they can fulfill the unlimited potential that is within each one of us. Today, she is a certified neuro linguistic programming practitioner, yoga practitioner, and a volunteer of many healing therapies. She has a passion to make a positive impact in the lives of young children who face academic, emotional, and behavioral challenges through a holistic approach. She is also on a mission to support the cause of empowerment of underprivileged children and to inspire them intuitively to build a better world. Now, without taking much of your time, I would like to hand over the virtual platform to Ms. Shiba and address our parents on the beautiful topic roots and the wings. Shiba ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, Kamya ma'am, for that wonderful introduction.
My
And
pleasure, ma'am.
yes, ma'am, I'm really thankful to you. And in fact, I wanted to thank you for all the coordination that you have done from your end. It is commendable. And I really want to thank Anita Sharma ma'am, who gave me this great platform, because of which today I am sitting here right in front of all the entire audience, the wonderful parents, to share the wonderful insights that I've experienced in my life. Well, I really want to thank all the parents present out there. They have taken time from their busy schedule and we are here. That is the evidence that they all love the children so much. And all the parents are so prepared to improve upon their parenting skills. And I'm really thankful to you. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ आप सबको मेरी तरफ से. वेल, ये जो मैं आज शेयर करने जा रही हूँ, ये मेरे दिल के बहुत करीब है. It is something which is really close to my heart. Because I myself is a parent. What is common between all of us is that we all are parents and we all can relate to each other. हम सब अपने बच्चों को एक dream life देना चाहते हैं. We want to give an extraordinary life to our children, and we are struggling hard. We are really working hard to give them that beautiful life. So आज मैं जो शेयर करना चाहती हूँ वो बहुत ही क्लोज टू हार्ट है. और ये जो प्रैक्टिसेस है ये मैंने खुद पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है. दिस इज बैक्ड बाय साइंटिफिक experiments, and this is backed by researchers, and this is proved by a lot of psychologists throughout the world, which can really work wonders for your children. And it can take our wonderful children to that extraordinary level where they can live a fabulous life, a marvelous life. So without taking much of a time, let me quickly move on to my presentation. Just 1 second, give me just 1 second. Kami ma'am, I hope you're able to view the screen and the parents are able to view the screen.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is a beautiful quote by Dennis Waitley, which says that roots and wings are the best gifts we can give to our children. जब मैंने पहली बार इस कोट के बारे में सुना, it sounded so contradictory to me. मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि ये इतना extremely opposite words कैसे related है. These are two powerful words. When we talk about roots, it can relate, we all can relate it to plants. Roots firmly fix the plants to the soil and gives strength to the plants. और जब हम wings की बात कर रहे हैं, it actually gives us the freedom to fly. So one is talking about, grounding. being grounded, and the other one is talking about having the freedom to fly up in the sky. So itna zyada contradictory laga that actually helped me to do a lot of research on it. और वो एक ऐसा दौर था जब मेरे पास भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन थे, so many unanswered questions which for which I've been looking out for answers. So I didn't have an answer to it, so I thought of doing a research into the depth of it. And believe you me, when I did the research, and I was really surprised that this is what I have been looking for my daughter, who is going through so many challenges in her life, and I as a parent was struggling hard to get her out of it. And I'm really thankful to God that I found it, and today I'm going to share with all of you. Well, before we move ahead, I want to ask one interesting question to all the parents before we start the session. And that question which I'm going to share with all of you is, just one second. Can you see the question? The question is your child's success defined by grades or board exam marks? I understand that, most of the parents who are present out here, the children are studying in nursery, or they are, between the class from class 1 to 5th. Most of you would be having elder kids who are studying in 9th, 8th and all. So I've kept this question very common for all the parents. Now you just have to type in your chat box yes or no. If you feel that your child's success is defined by grades or board exam marks, you need to type yes. Otherwise, you can type no in the chat box. Just one second. I am unable to view the answers. Just one second. Just one second. I am unable to view the answers given by the parents. So you just need to type a yes or no in the chat box. Kamya ma'am, I guess the option is disabled out here. So I am unable to view the answers given by the parents.
Just let me write, and then you can say is it visible. See? Can you see?
No, ma'am, I am unable to see it.
May I intervene in between, ma'am? The parents can raise their hand, and then you can make out your question. Okay. They have the option of raising hand, and we can see the hands raised. So,
all right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I can see that. I can see that some of the parents have raised their hands, and I'm really happy to learn that most of them have answered it as a no, because this is the hard fact of life. Though we think that success has to do with the accomplishment of the children, but it has got to do a lot more than that. So that is what we all need to understand. Just one moment, ma'am. Are you able to view the screen? Are you able to view the screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Just one second. Okay. So I'm just moving on to it. So the reason why I've asked this question is because there's something which I want to share with all of you. There are a few statistics which I've gone through. Psychiatrists have shared a lot of results, and there are a lot of experiments being done by the psychologists, which says that parents are more focused on accomplishments, and parents are not focused on the ultimate happiness of the child. And when I talk about accomplishment, it is all about academics, achievements, what they are going to do post their graduation from their universities, once they step into the corporate world, or once they step into their job, how successful they are doing in their job. So this is what most of the parents are concerned today. But ultimately, it is the happiness of the child which matters the most, because success is just a journey. It is not a destination. And happiness is a state of mind. If the child is happy, he or she is successful. But if a child is successful, that doesn't necessarily mean that the child is happy. Because For example, if I have to, talk about a child, passing one step to the other, climbing up the ladder of success. Suppose the child has topped the school, he has gone to elite university, he has topped there also. Then he gets into his job, he well successfully in his job as well, and monetary wise, he is doing very well, or he has all the material benefits and materialistic things in life. That doesn't necessarily mean that the person is happy in life. And I know of thousands and thousands of people who are doing very well in their corporate job, who have climbed the ladder of success, but they are not really happy. So it is the happiness of the child that really matters a lot. And if we talk about the statistics, one important statistic which I want to share with all of you, which is a study which was conducted in 2018, which found that 82.2% adolescent children face exam stress a week before the exam. इतना ज्यादा एग्जाम स्ट्रेस होता है कि उनका जो स्ट्रेस लेवल है वो एंजाइटी डिप्रेशन में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, और यही बच्चे आगे जाके कोप अप नहीं कर पाते हैं, इमोशनल रेगुलेशन नहीं हो पाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे एक्सट्रीम स्टेप्स तक ले लेते हैं. एंड फॉर द पुअर इनोसेंट सोल्स फॉर whom we are struggling so hard, हम इतनी मेहनत करते हैं अपने बच्चों के पीछे, हमने अपनी पूरी दुनिया उनके चारों ओर अपने आप को रिवॉल्व कर दिया है, लेकिन एक छोटे से एरिया जहाँ पे बच्चा कोप अप नहीं कर पाता है, उसके पीछे बच्चा इवन अपना लाइफ एंड कर देते हैं. दिस इज द हार्ड रियलिटी ऑफ लाइफ, दिस इज द ग्राउंड रियलिटी ऑफ लाइफ. If we open the newspaper during the examination days, we can hear about hundreds of news wherein children are going through anxiety, children are going through depression. So this is what is happening in life. Ultimately, our goal should be to see that our children are happy. क्या हमारे बच्चे खुश हैं या नहीं हैं? अगर हम स्पेशली इंडिया की बात करें, एशियन कल्चर की बात करें, हम रिलेशनशिप को वैल्यू करते हैं ओवर अचीवमेंट. आई डोंट से दैट वन शुड नॉट अचीव देयर गोल. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सक्सेस बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. बच्चों को एकेडमिकली परफॉर्म करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, उनके लॉन्ग टर्म गोल को एक्वायर करने के लिए, लॉन्ग टर्म गोल को अचीव करने के लिए, और हैप्पीनेस की तरफ मूव करने के लिए. बट एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट मैटर्स इज द ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द चाइल्ड. अगर मैं एक कार की बात करूं, द कार मूव्स ऑन अ स्मूथ रोड, बट somewhere on the way it comes across all those potholes and the diversions, and it has a flat tire. एक टायर बर्स्ट हो गए, कार आगे नहीं बढ़ेंगे. So even if that one tire is not working, the car will not move forward. Similarly, for children, same thing holds for children. If one area is not working and the other areas are working, it doesn't necessarily mean that the child is happy. बच्चों की ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट बहुत जरूरी है. उनके एकेडमिक स्किल्स के अलावा emotional development, mental development, social development, spiritual aspects, and how they are dealing with people, their relationship with people, with their own self, everything matters a lot. And if I talk about India, it is a land of great values and ethics. हमें examples किसी और country से नहीं लेना है. If we talk about ancient India, parents and children used to have such bond, respect, compassion for each other, respect for each other, unity, and even people in the society used to be living in so much of unity. सबके साथ एक दूसरे के साथ united होके रहना, एक दूसरे के साथ एक trust build करना, एक दूसरे को support करना, discipline को follow करना. So many ethics and values we had in our country. And today, if we really start comparing between the ancient India and the modern India, we see that people are drifting away from that active, life where, people had that bonding and people have had respect for each other, for the parents, for others. These are all drifting away in some way or the other. So that is one thing where we need to look upon as parents. And moving on further, if we talk about Gurukul system in India, Gurukul system of education, बड़े बड़े राजा महाराजा अपने बच्चों को अपने से दूर जंगल में गुरुकुल में भेजा जाता था, जहां पे वो अपने गुरु के साथ रहते थे, और सिर्फ एकेडमिक्स के अलावा बच्चों का ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट होता था. होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन इज व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, वेयर दे वर सेल्फ रिलायंट. जो आज जो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड चैलेंज देख रहे हैं, COVID-19 है, ये एक ऐसा चैलेंज है जो हमने कभी भी नहीं देखा है. So we are going through an unprecedented challenge, and our honorable Prime Minister in his speech has spoken time and again that everybody have to be self-reliant. आत्मनिर्भर होना बहुत जरूरी है, सेल्फ सपोर्टिव होना बहुत जरूरी है. यही सिखाया जाता था बच्चों को गुरुकुल सिस्टम ऑफ एजुकेशन में, अपार्ट फ्रॉम excelling in their academic level and everything. And they were taught how to be empathetic towards others, how to understand the feeling of others, work for others, come out of that I, me, myself, that shadow, and come out of it and work for others in the society. These are the things which children were taught. Children were taught to be mentally strong, and they were not given any comfortable life. ये बच्चे जब अपने राजघराने को छोड़ के गुरुकुल में जाते थे, उनको हर एक काम करना पड़ता था, छोटे से छोटे काम से लेके बड़े से बड़े काम उनको करना पड़ता था. Once the guru identified the fact that the children are strong enough to face the world, तब they used to be introduced to the society. तब उनको introduce किया जाता था society में. So that was how it worked. However, everything is taking a U-turn today. But when I talk about education, I myself have worked as a teacher. I understand the struggle of all the teachers. There is a routine that needs to be followed in the school. There is a curriculum that needs to be completed. Syllabus complete करना है, curriculum complete करना है, बच्चों के overall development पे focus करना है. एक एक क्लास में टीचर के पास 30 से 40 बच्चे होते हैं जिनको फोकस करना है, उनको सिलेबस इंश्योर करना है कि टाइम पे खत्म हो जाए. They have to focus on other activities as well. So a teacher is juggling between a lot of responsibilities. So expecting too much from the school that they will do everything for the children is not right on the part of the parents. It is the parents who have to take care of all the needs of the children rather than just relying on the school to take care of all the needs of the children. So when I talk about this, it is again a parenting wisdom which I am going to share with you. ये बड़े बड़े ऋषियों ने बोला है कि जो first education आपका कहाँ पे होते हैं? In your home. Your home is the first institution. Your home is the informal place where the education takes place. And who are the most influential people in the child's life? Who can change the child's life when they come into this world? And it is none other than parents, because parents are the first teachers. So we need to understand the fact it is not only the teachers in the school who need to take care of everything. We have a major role to play. And that is where I'm talking about the roots and the wings. About the roots and the wings, I'll be talking a little later towards the session. So I'm just pointing out, I'm just highlighting what is going currently, so that we have a fair understanding of कहाँ हमारे पेरेंटिंग प्रैक्टिसेस को हमें इम्प्रूव करना है. एक और स्टैटिस्टिक्स मैं शेयर करना चाहूंगी जो कि HSBC ने एक स्टडी किया था, where a dozens of countries participated. काफी कंट्रीज ने पार्टिसिपेट किया था. और जब मैंने ऑलरेडी ये चीज आपके सामने हाईलाइट किया था कि एशियन कल्चर्स फोकस ऑन रिलेशनशिप एंड एवरीथिंग, द अल्टीमेट हैप्पीनेस ऑफ द चाइल्ड. लेकिन जब पेरेंट्स के साथ अल्टीमेट गोल्स पे एक एक्सरसाइज हुआ था, एक स्टडी हुआ था, there was a shocking result which came out. It is right in front of all of you, wherein I don't want to get into the details of the statistics. If I look at all these countries, I see that India has lowered, scored the lowest when it comes to the ultimate goal. So India has scored just 49%. That means 51% parents preferred successful career, not a happy life. This is something which we all needs to introspect. हमें ये realize करना है कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, because बच्चों के ऊपर प्रेशर डाला जाता है कि they just need to achieve and achieve and achieve, and that is very important. Having a successful career is very important, which is quite linked to happiness. But having a successful career does not mean that the child will be happy. So we have to work towards that area where they also have a successful career and ultimately they're also happy in their life. So that is what we are going to look at. So before I move on to the main agenda of today's session, I just want to highlight few practices wherein we feel that we are right, but somewhere or the other, consciously, unconsciously, हमारे parenting जो practice है, वो कहीं ना कहीं wrong track पे जा रहे होते हैं. तो अभी time constraint है, तो मैं सारा कुछ cover नहीं कर पाऊंगी, but I want to highlight few important practices wherein we have the tendency of moving straight and then taking a U-turn, and in spite of putting in all the efforts, things goes wrong. So one of the parenting practices is overprotecting the children. Overprotecting the children, yes, of course, we all love our children so much and we want to give them all the comfort in life. However, we don't let our children to be independent. We are there with them everywhere, involved with them wherever the child is going, whatever the child is doing. We are too much involved with them and we are protecting them everywhere, because of which the child is not independent. और इसी कंडीशनिंग के साथ ब्रेन में ऐसा कंडीशनिंग बच्चे के ऊपर हो जाता है कि मेरे को कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होगी, मेरे मदर है, फादर है मुझे प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. इसी कंडीशनिंग के साथ जब बच्चा बड़ा होता है तो वो एक सेल्फ लिमिटिंग बिलीफ के साथ ग्रो होते हैं कि ये काम मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, आई हैव टू बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन माई पेरेंट्स, आई हैव टू बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन माई स्पाउस. So this is one of the practices which we really need to look upon, whether we are being overprotective about the children. And one of the practices which I wanted to share with you is comparison of the kids. We are comparing our children with other children. We are comparing our own children between the siblings. Siblings के बीच में भी comparison होता है. I want to share something with you where there was a coaching session which was being conducted for a parent. और ये पेरेंट मेरे पास आए थे, तो दोनों बच्चे, एक बच्ची ऑलरेडी 8th में थी and the other one was just in 2nd standard. And the parent was talking about the younger one right in front of the elder one. And she was saying that, my elder one is perfectly fine. She is excellent in academics. She is very good in everything. She is very good in sports, other activities, everything. But the younger one is out of control. She's hyperactive. She's this. Though she is, I understand the fact that the child was too young. She was in 2nd standard, but the child was hearing what the mother was saying, and it was going on in the child's mind. Small children, I want to just put it across to you. This is, scientifically proven that small children, all the children don't have the ability to express because they are still in the stages of development, but they understand everything. What the parents are talking, what the teachers are talking, everything is getting registered in their brain. So the first mistake the parent had done was to talk all the negative things about the child right in front of the child and also in front of the child's sibling. So what is the kind of bonding then that we will expect between the two children and also between the parent and the child? So the child is nowhere wrong. The child is not to be blamed for this. So this is one thing, one place, in spite of putting all the efforts, हम इतनी मेहनत करते हैं, हम पूरे स्ट्रगल करते हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए, एक छोटी सी मिस्टेक हो जाती है जो बच्चे के मन में रह जाते हैं, and when they grow up they will start questioning you, they will start blaming you for their failure in life, and this is what goes wrong. And then comes parenting practices wherein parents are working, parents do not have time to spend with the children, parents are struggling between work life balance, उनके पास time नहीं होते हैं. So end of the day they are leaving the child to the help of the nanny or the maid, so they are learning their language, they are getting away with the things. Now the parents don't have time to spend with the children, so they are providing everything to the child. They don't know how to say no to the child because they compensate for it. कहीं ना कहीं उस चीज को आप compensate करते हैं materialistic things के साथ, तो वही बच्चा grow up होता है being overconfident, and the child when grows up, he or she thinks that I can get away with everything and anything, because that is the belief that the child grow up with. Then comes certain parenting practices wherein the parents are being too pushy or too dominating, wherein the child is not given that space. The child is the parent discusses all their dream and they put all their dreams and everything on the child, the entire burden. For example, a parent says, because of my financial background and everything, though I was a top performer, I could not pursue my engineering, but I want you to continue this. मुझे fulfill करना है अपने dream आपके through. So because they want to fulfill their dream through the children, so they are putting burden on the child to study. लेकिन बच्चे का passion कहीं और है और parents इस चीज को समझ नहीं रहे हैं, because of which the child feels burdened, and such children takes drastic step because they have been taught to become a top performer, they have to score and this and that. And when the children are not able to cope up, they even end up taking drastic steps when they grow up, and because they are unable to fulfill the dreams of the parents. And then there are few parenting practices जहाँ आप बहुत ज्यादा aggressive होते हो बच्चों के साथ, जिसकी वजह से बच्चा जब बड़ा होता है इतना डर होता है कि either the child will become a doormat or the child will start turning rebellious against the parents. And one last thing which I want to share with the parents is that we are teaching the children, some of the parenting practices are as such that, the child is taught to only win, win, and win. And one failure, and the child's life is like completely gone. And the child starts to think that this is the end of the road for me. So these are the few parenting practices. In spite of putting all the efforts for our children, in spite of giving everything for our children, these are some of the parenting practices which goes wrong, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे एक self limiting belief के साथ grow करते हैं, and this belief gets so strengthened that they move in a different directions. So instead of becoming successful and becoming happy, they grow up with that self limiting belief: I am not good enough, I am not fit for this, I cannot do this, I can't do this, I don't have the potential. So these are the self limiting beliefs that the children are growing up with these days, and this is reflecting in some of the other areas, leading to anxiety, leading to stress, leading to depression. So that is the ground reality of today. Those innocent souls are the wonderful souls in our life. One question which I want to ask every parent, including me, is that ultimately we want to see our children happy or not. Ultimately, when we sleep at night, we want to sleep, have a peaceful sleep, or sleep in guilt, thinking that throughout this day I scolded my child, and she has been punished. So this is the question that we need to ask ourselves. So to just on a lighter note, I want to share these two pictures which has really made an impact in my life. I'm not really fond of watching movies, but these are the two films which really inspired me as a parent. Three Idiots, which is giving a message that the children are pursuing their, they are putting their passion on the back burner, and they are trying to pursue the dream of the parents, which is very beautifully portrayed by R. Madhavan's character. And then there is Tare Zameen Par, where the child, parents shrug off the responsibility of the child, saying that this child is not capable of studying, a dyslexic child who has not been performing well in academics, and the father does not have any communication with the child, and the parents try to shrug off their responsibility and send the child to the hostel, and wherein it is fortunate that the child meets a very caring teacher who actually discover the talent out of the child. So ये एक inspiring ये है जो parents के लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा realization है कि कहाँ हमारे parenting practices wrong हो सकते हैं. So what is it that we need to do? We need to look for the holistic development of the child. So that is what really matters a lot. Holistic development of the child is very, very important, so that even if one area is not working, their other areas are being taken care of. And if that one area is not working, we need to take care of that areas as well. So this is very important. और ये life की reality है that things are changing. आज जो सिनेरियो है, आज जो COVID-19 का सिनेरियो है, ये हम में से किसी ने भी प्रेडिक्ट नहीं किया था. This is an unprecedented challenge which we have never seen before. और ये हम सबके लिए है एक learning experience है. इसको या तो हम challenge की तरह ले सकते हैं, या इसको हम opportunity की तरह ले सकते हैं. हम अपने बच्चों के लिए हमारी अपनी life और हमारे बच्चों की life हम बिल्कुल change कर सकते हैं. So this is what something we need to look upon. And the best gift we can give our children are the roots to grow and wings to fly. When I say roots to grow, say like roots which give stability to the plants. Roots क्या वे करते हैं? Roots give stability to the plants. It gives nourishment to the plant for the plant to grow. If I talk about a gardener जब seed sow करते हैं, the gardener has to patiently wait for that tiny shoot to come up. कई बार कई दिन लगते हैं एक tiny shoot को बाहर निकल के आने में. First the seed, it sends the roots deeply into the soil, and it gets nourished and everything, and finally the tiny shoot comes out. The gardener has to patiently wait. ये एक natural process है. गार्डनर को पता है कि ये एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है जिसे मुझे फॉलो करना है, मुझे पेशेंटली वेट करना है. दैट इज द रोल ऑफ अ पेरेंट. वी हैव टू पेशेंटली वेट एंड वी हैव टू गिव them that stability and that nourishment. जब मैं stability की बात करूं, we have to give them that safe and secured environment, fulfill their basic needs of food, shelter, clothing, safe and secured environment where they feel safe to be with you, where they feel secure to be with you, and where they love being there with you, your love and care and everything. And when I talk about nourishment, for a plant, it requires minerals, water, and other things for its nourishment. Similarly, हमारे बच्चों को क्या चाहिए? हमारे बच्चों को चाहिए वर्ड्स ऑफ एनकरेजमेंट. हमारे बच्चों को चाहिए कि हम उन्हें प्रेज करें, हम उन्हें गाइड करें. We give them the right guidance rather than preaching them. Be a role model for them. We all end up giving a lot of preaching. This is something which the children don't want to hear. They want somebody to listen to them. They want somebody to communicate with them. They want somebody to be engaged with them. They want somebody to trust them. So this is what I mean. The stability and the nourishment parts is the words of encouragement, the guidance that you give them, the bonding that you have with the children. So that is what is required. And when I say wings to fly is nothing but giving them enough opportunities to also pursue their passion. Yes, academics, very important. Some children are naturally inclined towards academics. वो हमें बचपन में ही पता चलता है कि the child's inclination is towards becoming a doctor, becoming an engineer and everything. And some children, even when they are in 12th standard, we are not able to figure out what is this child wants to do in life. Because in a way, the child is not wrong. We have not identified which area the child really wants to, because we as parents, we are just pressurizing them only to perform academically. So giving them enough opportunities so that they explore all the things in life. Academics, getting into other areas, other activities, sports activities, arts, music, discovering everything that they have, and finally they come back to you and say that this is the area where I want to excel in life. So giving them that wings and that freedom, that independence, that opportunities, so that is what I meant by roots to grow and wings to fly. And how can we do that? It is that simple. We just need to be a role model for them. We just need to be a role model for them. I mean to say that we have to mirror the same in our actions. I'll be sharing all the practices, what we can do, but ultimately it boils down to just one thing, that, we have to set an example for them. They should look up to us for everything, and they, you need to earn the respect. You need to earn the love, the respect and everything. And this will come when we ourselves exhibit such kind of behavior in our daily actions, daily behavior, the way we deal with our children. So, and when I talk about being a role model for them, not only, for their own thing, but also to become a contributing member of the society. So that is what we should prepare our children for. Now, when I talk about this, say there is something which I can't stop sharing with you. That is, a beautiful quote by Khalil Gibran, which says, "You are the bows from which your children are as living arrows are set forth." We parents are like a bow, and the children are like arrow. एक arrow को आगे बढ़ने के लिए, एक सही डायरेक्शन में जाने के लिए, उनको एक गोल अचीव करने के लिए, उनको एक सही डायरेक्शन देना, उनको एक सही गाइडेंस देना बहुत जरूरी है. और ये बो का काम होता है, ये पेरेंट्स का काम होता है. हमें थोड़ा स्ट्रेच करना पड़ता है, थोड़ा बेंड करना पड़ेगा, हमें अपनी ईगो को साइड में रखना पड़ेगा, हमें बच्चों को एक प्रेशियस सोल की तरह ट्रीट करना है, हमें ये ट्रीट करना है, दे हैव कम थ्रू अस. and we don't own them. हम बच्चों को ऐसे ट्रीट करते हैं कि जैसे as if we own them. They have come through us. We are not the destiny makers. वो अपनी डेस्टिनी खुद लिख के लाए हैं. उनको गाइड करना, उनको एक सही दिशा देना ताकि वो एक सही डायरेक्शन में जा सकते हैं. तो ये मेरे बहुत ही दिल के करीब है, क्योंकि अगर हम थोड़ा स्ट्रेच करें, थोड़ा बेंड करें और थोड़ा बच्चों के लेवल तक आके समझे, तो हमारी फैमिली लाइफ इतना ब्यूटीफुल हो जाए. इससे अच्छी बात नहीं हो सकती है. So let's move on to few parenting practices which I want to share with all of you. Teach children life skills and equip the children to the real life world. हमें क्या करना है? उनको real world के लिए prepare करना है, ताकि जब हमारे घर के comfort zone कल बच्चे छोड़ के जाए तो वो प्रिपेयर्ड रहे रियल वर्ल्ड के लिए. आज एक अनप्रेसिडेंटेड चैलेंज है, कल कुछ और चैलेंज है, परसों कुछ और चैलेंज है. हमें अपने बच्चों को हर तरह के चैलेंज के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है, एंड दैट वी कैन डू ओनली बाय टीचिंग देम लाइफ skills. And the first and the foremost which I want to share with you is give children responsibilities around the house, which is very, very important. And this is the best time. When I say this COVID-19 thing, I really pray to God that, this phase is over and we all start living a normal life. सब बच्चे अपने स्कूल में जाए, अपने टीचर से मिले, अपने फ्रेंड से मिले, वही नॉर्मल रूटीन चले, फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज करे, बाहर निकले, नेचर से कनेक्टेड रहे. मैं भगवान से यही दुआ करती हूँ. बट अभी जो सिनेरियो है, हम कंप्लेन ना करके, हम इस विक्टिम मोड में ना रह के, हमें इस चीज से बाहर निकल के आना है. जो करंट रिसोर्स है, जो करंटली हमें अवेलेबल है, उसके साथ हमें अपने बच्चों को शेप अप करना है. Give children the responsibilities around the house. Now, when I say give children responsibilities, it can even start with a child at the nursery level. Please don't take me wrong, because I am not asking you to give those hard tasks or a tough task for a child to do. Probably, when you are trying to dry the clothes outside, or you just being involved with the child and asking the child to fold the clothes with you. So this is something what you can do with the child. Or probably when you're cleaning up the house, you both can be involved. Do it in a playful way. For the nursery children, it will really work wonders. चलो हम दोनों मिलके ये करते हैं, let's do this. आप कौन सा काम करोगे, मैं कौन सा काम करूंगी. In a very playful mode, not by forcing the child. For the older ones, you can involve them in whole lot of things. I can share my story with you. My daughter used to play with the kitchen set when she was a child, and she used to get us a pretend cup of tea. वो pretend करती थी, and she used to love all her teddy bears, so she used to conduct a tea party for the teddy bears and everything. So I realized that this child is very much interested in all this kitchen things. And at that point in time, the child was also a fussy eater. बच्चा खाना खाता नहीं था. So that is when I started introducing her to the kitchen, when she was still in preschool. That's when I started introducing her to the kitchen. I showed her how the food is prepared, how much hard work goes into it, what is to be done, what is to be done. See, this is how it is done, this is how it is done. When she started personally experiencing that, the whole lot of efforts are done, put by the mother to prepare this dish and everything. And when she also started involving herself, picking up the vegetable, taking out the vegetable from the fridge, and helping me with washing the vegetables and everything, she enjoyed the process. And in the process, I told, half of the work is done by my daughter's name is Gia, and I said half of the work is done by you, beta. And I started praising her. She felt so nice that her food habits, eating habits also got changed, and today she has turned out to be a great cook. And during this COVID-19 days, when I'm busy with almost all my work, today she's a 13-year-old child. She does most of the kitchen work. So that is a transformation that happens with the children without being pressurized or forced to, by the parents to work. Just in a playful mood, we can see the more we start when they are at a very young age, it will be easy for us to, mold them, because they are like a clay pot, and we are like a potter. So we can shape the pot as what we want. So it is up to us whether we want to, turn on this clay into a beautiful pot or not. That is up to us. So children are like sponges. So whatever we give them, they start absorbing it. And the sooner we start it, and when they are young, when they are 3 years, 4 years, the sooner we start all these things, they will start absorbing it. And you never know what they are going to turn out to be. And they can turn out one of the household tasks into a passion for them tomorrow. So you never know where their career is moving towards. So that is one thing which we all can do. We can start with a preschooler, sorry, with a nursery child, as and when the child grows up, age appropriate task we can give. If there are siblings, it could be divided between the siblings. Both the siblings can work together and they can build that bond. And there is a research study which shows that, which is a research which is conducted by Harvard University, which shows that if the children does household chores, they turn out to be great leaders tomorrow. Why great leaders? Because when you are working in unity with the family, when you're working together, there's a lot of unity which is required in a team. When you work tomorrow, when the child will go to the corporate world, जब बच्चा कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में जाएंगे, जब उनको एक टीम के साथ काम करना पड़ेगा, वहां ट्रस्ट की जरूरत है. बिल्डिंग ट्रस्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यूनिटी में काम करना बहुत जरूरी है. आपस में बॉन्डिंग होना बहुत जरूरी है. तो अगर घर का रिलेशनशिप ठीक है तो वो रिफ्लेक्ट करेंगे उनके वर्क पे भी. सो टुमारो दे कैन टर्न आउट टू बी ग्रेट लीडर्स. दे विल बी एबल टू लीड अ टीम. They will be able to instill that trust in their team members. And it's very, very important, because human relationship is the most important relationship which can lead to ultimate happiness. Whether it's at home, whether it's at workplace, जो relationship होते हैं वही है जो एक इंसान को ब्रेक भी कर सकते हैं, मेक भी कर सकते हैं, which we all understand because we all are working also. We are working at home also. We are working in the corporate world or in the educational institution. If we are having a good relationship with people around us, we are ultimately happy. So that is what we need to teach our children. Now, next thing, cultivate an attitude of gratitude in children. As Kavya ma'am has rightly said in our introduction that this has become a part of my life. I truly believe in the attitude of gratitude. Gratitude came as a lifesaver when I was going through a very unprecedented challenge in my life, and I lost all the hope in life. मेरे लाइफ में एक ऐसा दौर आया जहां मुझे लगा कि this is the end of the road for me, where I suffered from a serious health issue. So that was the time when gratitude came as a lifesaver. One visit to AIMS, and when I saw these young children suffering, till that time I was like, why I am suffering, why this happened to me, why that happened to me. But when I went to AIMS for the first time and I saw these little children going through the similar health issues which I was going through, and they didn't even know that whether they'll be able to survive tomorrow, that is when I realized that I am so blessed. So that is when I realized. और यही चीज हम अपने बच्चों में दे सकते हैं. ये हमें खुद भी प्रैक्टिस करना होगा, हमारे बच्चों के साथ भी प्रैक्टिस करना होगा. और ये कोविड-19 के टाइम में ये बहुत 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 बेनिफिशियल है, क्योंकि ये एक अनप्रेसिडेंटेड चैलेंज है जहां इजीली बच्चे एंजाइटी में आ रहे हैं, बच्चे स्ट्रेस्ड आउट हो रहे हैं, बच्चे घर के अंदर बैठे हैं, वो बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं मैं फिजिकल एक्टिविटी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, मैं स्कूल नहीं जा पा रहा हूँ. सो दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन चिल्ड्रन आर फोकसिंग ऑन ऑल द नेगेटिव थिंग्स एंड दे आर ग्लूड ऑन टू द गैजेट्स एंड द टीवी एंड स्क्रीन एंड एवरीथिंग. दिस इज द राइट टाइम when we can rewire what is happening in their brain. We can literally rewire their brain and shift their focus from what they don't have to something which they have in life. It will help them to appreciate and acknowledge everything in life. बच्चों को जो हम करते हैं, जो पर्सनली मैं करती हूँ अपनी फैमिली के साथ, that is something which I want to share with you. When you wake up in the morning as a family, mother, father, child, just for 5 minutes you can take out time from your busy schedule. We do know, everybody know that we have 84,000. We all say we have just 24 hours, and this was the same time which was given to all the successful people in their life. They also had 24 hours. 24 hours is nothing but 86,400 seconds. So we can take at least that 60 seconds, or we can take that 5 minutes, or whatever it may be, 1 minute or 5 minutes, whatever it is. एक डायरी लीजिए, एक जर्नल लीजिए, अपने छोटे बच्चे को अपने साथ बिठाइए, सबसे पहले गॉड को थैंक यू कीजिए कि वी आर अलाइव टू सी दिस ब्यूटीफुल वर्ल्ड, एंड वी आर विद आवर फैमिली, एंड Be thankful for everything in life, not only for the people, for all the COVID warriors who are actually working tirelessly for the entire world, for them, for the entire society, for everybody. Be thankful to all the people, even the delivery boy who delivers the things at your doorstep, even for the milkman, whoever it is. Have a gratitude journal and start writing everything that you have in your life. And you do this and help your children in a playful mode. बेटा आपको कौन कौन सी चीज है जो आप अपने थैंकफुल बोलना चाहते हैं. You can always tell the child that this is what I'm writing, this is what I'm writing. Okay, let's see who is going to finish it first, and let's see who is going to complete this thing. So maybe you can ask your child to start with 2 things. Maybe the child can start writing 5 things, and for the smaller children you can write for them. Or probably for the smaller children, if they are in nursery or KG, you can cut out a shape for them, like a sun or the moon or something, and they can write something in the shape of the moon. So something creative you can do, sorry, so that children develop that attitude of gratitude. And one more thing which you can do as a family is at the dinner table, which definitely children will enjoy. And this I've done with my own daughter, and she just enjoys doing it. Running, she used to run around the dining table, and she used to say, what are the most precious things that happened in my life today? What are the best things that happened in my life today, for which I'm really thankful to God? She just used to run around the dining table. Now she is grown up and she sits at one place and do it. So we all are doing it as a family, being grateful for whoever it is. And this will really work wonders for the family. And please, my humble request to you is, do not force the child or do not pressurize the child. You yourself start doing it, and you will see your child slowly and gradually getting into it, and they will get into the habit, and it will become a lifelong habit for the child. When the person starts acknowledging the things they have, the person move towards a positive path, start developing that positive outlook towards life. और जब कोई भी positive outlook develop करते हैं towards a life, ultimately, the brain releases chemicals which are feel good hormones, which makes you feel from within that you are, feeling good from within. And when you feel good from within, that means you're ultimately happy. That is the whole idea behind it. So you can help your children. You can start doing it today if you're not already doing it. If you're doing it, I'm really thankful to you. And if you're not doing it, you can start it from today and do it as a little exercise where the whole family is enjoying, and waking up in the morning and saying that, oh my God, I'm really thankful to God that we are alive today, because we see so many losses happening every day and we are the blessed ones. So let's start counting the blessings, and let's pass on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful practice to our children, so that their life also turns out to be extraordinary. And teach the children to be compassionate and caring children, which is very, very important, because today the children are growing more entitled and less thankful for what they have. Even if they are getting everything, they are getting all the comfort, all the luxuries, children are ungrateful because of one single reason, that they are growing up without even being aware of what is happening around. They're growing up because since childhood they have seen enough, they have seen all the resources they are getting, even without seeing the struggle. So it is not the child's fault. It is not the child's fault. It is up to us to make them aware of what is happening around, the kind of miseries around. So what we used to do, that my husband used to take me to the orphanage after our marriage, so we used to visit. And this is something which I inculcated from my mother also. So I seen my mother also doing this, my husband also doing this. So slowly and gradually I enjoyed that process of being with such lovely children, and understanding their needs and everything. And when our daughter was born, we did not take much time to take her along with us. She was just in preschool. वो सिर्फ preschool में थी जब उनको हम अपने साथ लेके जाते थे. And slowly and gradually she realized what the reality is all about. Those children who do not have parents, they don't have resources, they're at the mercy of visitors coming over and giving them food items and the same. So it was really heart touching to see the plight of such children, and slowly it became a family mission for us. And today, we started off without forcing our child. We just used to take her along with us. So slowly and gradually, that got so conditioned in her brain that today she is saying that I want to open up schools for these underprivileged children. So what I meant to say through this example is that we have to be a role model for our children. हमें फोर्स नहीं करना है बच्चों को किसी भी चीज के लिए. जो हम चाहते हैं कि बच्चे करें वो हमें खुद करना है और अपनी एक्शंस में रिफ्लेक्ट करना है, डेली एक्शंस में रिफ्लेक्ट करना है, डेली बिहेवियर में रिफ्लेक्ट करना है, ताकि अपने आप हमारे बच्चों में ये क्वालिटीज आ जाए, ये स्किल्स आ जाए, ये एटीट्यूड आ जाए. इसमें ये जो कंपैशनेट होने की जो मैं बात कर रही हूँ, द एटीट्यूड, हैविंग रिफ्लेक्टिंग द जेनरोसिटी फॉर अदर्स, being gentle and kind towards other, it is nothing but it will help the child build that social skills. It will help the child build that social skills. They will know how to deal with people who are the different kind of people who is outside, what is going on around, what is it that we can do for others. It will help the children to come out of that I, me, myself zone. Because today children are just sitting inside the house and they just glued onto the TV. They're getting everything, all the comfort, but they are not mentally strong. These kind of good deeds will help make them mentally stronger. हमें अपने बच्चों को mentally stronger बनाना है, comfortable life नहीं देना है. Comfortable life to an extent is fine, but giving them everything, AC, AC bus, AC school, AC, I mean everything, without them asking for it, उसमें बच्चे, yes, they will be more entitled, उसमें gratitude नहीं होगा, not even for parents, not even for others, because they're getting everything without even asking for it. They're giving all the comfortable life, but they don't know where it is coming from, how it is earned, how how hard you struggle to make all these things and give that comfort life to a child. So, having gratitude for everybody in this world for what the other people are doing is sensitizing the children to the social needs of the society. Being compassionate is sensitizing the child to the social needs of the society. So these are all helping the child, build that emotional regulation skills. जब gratitude के जो मैंने already आपसे discuss किया हुआ है, वो gratitude अगर एक बच्चे को ultimate happiness पे ले जाते हैं, बच्चा ultimately happy होते हैं. So if they start counting their blessings, they will never complain. They will never get into that stress level. They will never get into that anxiety. They know the hard fact of life. They know the reality of life. When they are compassionate and when they are connected with the society, they will never complain. So it helps in the emotional, mental, social, the entire well-being of the child, and that is what we need to look into. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the great visionary, the noble visionary, the great president. I don't have words to express the kind of gratitude that I have for our late, President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I have no words to express a man of great character. And he describes his mother in his book called The Wings of Fire. He described his father as a man of great generosity and mother being too kind-hearted and feeding far more outsiders than the whole members of the family. उन्होंने जो ये generosity वाली जो quality है उन्होंने अपने parents से सीखा था. So this is what we need to do for our children so that they can carry this legacy further and they can do wonders for their own children. Teach the kids the power of reading. So that is the next important practice which I want to share with you, that teach the children the power of reading. इसमें भी मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि be involved with the children. Even if you don't have the habit of reading, please be involved with them. जहाँ बच्चे books पढ़ रहे हैं, sit with them. With small children, you have to be involved with them. Read out the stories to them, and you can give some imaginary play items. You can give some props to the children so that they dress up as, prince, princess, and they can enact, which will help in expanding their imagination and everything. So reading actually stimulates imagination in children. And for the older children, once they finish the story, they can narrate the story to you, and you can ask them thought-provoking questions like, what could be the an alternate ending of the story, which character you like the most. So be involved with the children. You have to be a role model for the children and be consistent with it. ऐसे नहीं है कि आज आपने पढ़ने के लिए बोल दिया, रीडिंग हैबिट बना दिया, कल आप छोड़ रहे. नो, कंसिस्टेंसी इज द की एंड वी हैव टू बी consistent and regular with what we are doing. I can take the example of Elon Musk, who is the founder of Tesla. So he reportedly read through the entire Encyclopedia Britannica when he was just 9 years old. And his fascination for rockets and everything, he credits to his books. And many examples of many people around the world who just flew into their world of imagination, and reading has completely changed their thought processes. They became creative in life. They turned out to be the most imaginative people in their life. Richard Branson is one of the examples, who is a founder of Virgin Atlantic. उन्होंने एक book पढ़ी थी, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and that book has so much of influence on him that he never wanted to grow. He wanted to fly, and today what he is the founder of Virgin Atlantic, and he's flying plane. I mean, he is the founder of that Virgin Atlantic, which is such a large group of airplanes. So that is the kind of that transformation it can bring in the child, that emotional development, the mental development. So right now children are sitting at home. हमें बच्चों में वो रीडिंग हैबिट्स इनकलकेट करना है. यू नेवर नो उनके माइंड में कौन सा एक इमेजिनेशन स्पार्क करे, एंड दैट कैन टर्न, दैट वन आइडिया कैन टर्न into the most creative idea, and that can create that revolution in the world. So you never know, your child could be the biggest creator in the world. So they can be. So we can't just say that the creative people are born with they are gifted or anything of that sort. Nobody has come into the earth with inborn talent. Some people are more creative compared to others, but creativity is something, it is a skill that can be developed. And the power of imagination is one thing which can come from reading. So that is one thing which I want to share, जो आज के ज़माने में बहुत 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 ज़रूरी है बच्चों के लिए. And time management, as what I've rightly said, we all have 24 hours right now. For many parents, with whom I have been interacting, because there are many parents who have called up for the coaching session because the children are going through so much. And one thing which when I check with the parents, it's all about the routine. Imagine that this is a normal scenario and the children are going to school on a daily basis, and the parents are going to their office. So please consider it a normal scenario. Please manage the time, have a routine, have a to-do list for the children, have a timetable, have everything structured for the children. Set a normal routine. और डाउन टाइम बच्चों को बीच में देना बहुत जरूरी है. It is not that children are just sitting and studying. That is also not good for the children, especially they are spending a lot of time on the screen, because we don't have an option right now. Things have to move on. The studies have to be continued. So children are sitting in front of the screen to study. So during evening hours, we have to make sure that we give some break in between to the children, because डाउन टाइम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. डाउन टाइम बच्चों को रिजुविनेट करने के लिए, रिफ्रेश करने के लिए, and at the same time it is also important to spark the imagination in children. Please, my request to all the parents is give down time to the children where they are daydreaming and coming up with something new, and you can ask thought-provoking questions and everything. So empower the children with the gift of time management. So this is something which has to be followed by the parents first. The routine has to be followed by the parents first. For example, if I have to talk about our family routine, it starts at 4 in the morning. We get into the yoga practice, then we go for a walk. That is very, very important for the children. Yes, we go till a certain, limited territory where people are not, there. That is why we prefer going early in the morning these days, so that, people are not there around within the society. So we do yoga inside the house. Then we start off with a routine that needs to be followed, how it needs to work out. So we have a routine for our own daughter, for ourselves and everything. And she has been watching us following that routine. So tomorrow the child will not turn back and tell that you yourself is not following the routine and you're expecting me to follow the routine. So this is something which we need to understand, that we have to have everything structured, and let us continue the same way as we used to do when the children used to go to school. And encourage the children to develop healthy self-talk. जैसे मैंने आपको कहा था, बच्चे जो है वो इस सेल्फ लिमिटिंग बिलीफ के साथ ग्रो अप हो रहे हैं कि I am not good enough, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I don't have the potential, I'm a weak person, I'm not a strong person. So what is happening to the children? They're growing up with a self-limiting belief. They are getting stressed out. They are getting stressed out. They are getting into anxiety. And who is putting all these thoughts in their mind? It's the parents, because we are comparing them. We are scolding them, we are punishing them, we are comparing them with others. So these are the self-limiting beliefs that we are putting in the child's mind. So instead, what we can do is, when the child sleeps at night, एक जनरल सिनेरियो जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूंगी कि most of the parents, including me, I have done this when my daughter was in preschool and nursery and all. I have done this personally with her, that when she's about to sleep, I scold her that you have not set the timetable for tomorrow. You have not packed your bags, you have not set the timetable, why you haven't done that? So the child is carrying all those messages and the child is sleeping. So there is no positive message that is going, and which is being done by many of us. When the child is about to sleep, throughout the day we won't say anything, but when the child is about to sleep, we get into the mode of preaching the child and telling, you have not done this, you have not done that, all not done, and we are just focusing on all the negative things that they're done throughout the day. So what is going on within their subconscious mind? All these things are going, and when they wake up in the morning, they are coming, waking up with all the negative thoughts in their mind, that my mother has scolded me, my father has scolded me, I've been punished for this, I've been punished for that. So one important practice which we all need to follow is, whether the child have done the work or not done the work, that very moment हमें ये भूलना पड़ेगा कि बच्चे ने क्या गलती करी है throughout the day. हमें उनको positive message देके सुलाना है. The night time ritual में please ये follow कीजिए कि even throughout the day, please do not focus on their negative behavior. Please focus on the positive behavior and start praising them for what they are doing. So because this positive affirmation is the super refreshing way of instilling positive mindset in children, और जो कि आज हमारे बच्चों के लिए बहुत 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 जरूरी है. आज बच्चे घर पे बैठे हुए हैं, and our brain is hardwired to pick up negative things. So we should not do that with the children, focusing only on what they are doing wrong. Instead, we should look on the things which they are doing, something which needs to be appreciated, and start appreciating and praising them for their good behavior. Slowly and gradually, you will see that the child's mindset is changing. The child is changing from within, and the child's belief will change towards positive things. And as it is rightly said right in front of you, as it is rightly said by Oprah Winfrey, you become what you believe. So what the child will start believing, they become when they grow up. So this is one thing, one nighttime ritual you definitely need to do. And throughout the day also, you need to praise your children for the good things that they're doing, for the household work that they're doing, for organizing the room, or for small little things that they're doing. You need to praise them, and they will get that motivation to do more, and you see the change in your child's life. And a nighttime ritual that needs to be followed is to say that you are the most amazing child, in my life, you're the best and everything. And whenever the child passes the mirror, with small children, they will take it, something to play around. Small children will really enjoy, and start early with small children, that whenever they pass the mirror or anything, they can look straight into the mirror and they can say, I am the best, I am a winner. So that will give them that positive energy, that positive mindset to overcome their emotional regulation skill related problems. So it will strengthen their emotional regulation skills. So that is what we need to look upon. And we need to encourage honesty in children, which is very important. Research has shown that the lying in children is developmentally normal. And here only one thing will work. We ourselves needs to be, needs to follow the same thing what we preach to our children. We scold the children, we punish the children, we spank the children, for lying. But it is developmentally normal in children. And who will get them out of this? It is the parents. The child says, for example, I'm taking a scenario where once I had a session with one of the child where the mother told that the child has got into the habit of lying, and the child is so innocent that the child, like 5 years old when I met him, and the child says, today only my mother was lying to her friend, My mother was perfectly healthy and she said, I have a severe headache, I cannot come with you. They had to go somewhere for some work and she said, I have a severe headache, I cannot come with you. The child was watching the mother, and the child is too innocent that the child shared that with me. So this is what happens. The child is learning from the parents, and this is what we need to do. And for that, only setting rules in the house will work. And this rule should be applied to everybody. No lying means no lying, and that will go for some consequences if the practice is not followed, and it has to be consistently followed by everybody at home, including mother, father, everybody. So that is one thing which I want to share with you. Please encourage social skills in the children. I know it's a pandemic, children cannot go out. This is a time, when children need their friends to play around and everything. This phase shall pass, but once they come out of this, please involve the children in group activities, because this is where they will start building relationship with others. When they interact with other children, they will learn a lot of things, and interacting with children will enhance their self esteem, their self confidence. It will help them to be a great team player when they grow up. तो बच्चों को सोशल स्किल्स में का डेवलप करने के लिए हमें बहुत सारे तरीका ढूंढना होगा. आज भी बच्चे बैठ के सोशल स्किल्स बढ़ाने के लिए बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं घर बैठे बैठे भी. जैसे अगर आप एनकरेज करें अपने ग्रोन अप बच्चों को कि यू प्लीज गो एंड टीच एनी ऑफ द अंडर प्रिविलेज चिल्ड्रन और मेड्स चाइल्ड और व्हाटएवर इट मे बी थ्रू अ वीडियो कॉल. So that is also one place where you're interacting with a child whom you do not know. So you're teaching the child, you are gaining that confidence. So that is one way of contributing to the society. The children can do a lot of things sitting at home. We can think of ways and means where they can be involved in group activities. Group activity does not necessarily mean that they have to, at this point in time, they have to go out and play with other children, which is social distancing is the key to come out of this COVID-19 pandemic, and to ensure that the children are safe and secure. But sitting at home, the parents and the children can do a lot of group activities. They can have a theme of doing a dramatic play where if Harry Potter is one of the favorite character of your child, he can play the role of a Harry Potter. One can become a director, one can become a producer, something of that. So you can do a lot of things, a lot of creative things sitting at home at this point in time. And well, there are a lot of things which I really wanted to share with you, but due to time constraint, I will not be able to cover the whole lot of things. And one more important aspect which I wanted to share with you is to discipline the children, not by forcing the rules on them, not by forcing the things on them. Let them control their own emotions. Not by controlling them, let the children control their own emotions. And only one thing, the most important thing which will work is establishing rules and clear expectations and consequences, that this is the rule and this is the expectation, and if you break the rule, this is the consequence. So that is something which will definitely work wonders for the child. For example, if the child insists on a screen time, you can establish the rule that, okay, it is written in the chart that 4 to 5:30 or whatever it may be, you will be focusing on your studies and everything. Once you have done your homework and once you have done your daily chores like organizing the room and everything, that is the time when you can watch this. If the child is insisting, no, that I want to watch TV and I don't want to do the work or whatever it may be. So if the child is watching the TV, then the child has to face the consequences that the next day, he will not get to watch the TV. I mean, whatever the favorite cartoon or whatever it may be. At this point in time, we cannot completely stop the children. We at least half an hour a day or whatever it may be, or maybe at 20 minutes or whatever it may be. So clear consequences should be there. A clear rule should be there, because screen time is not something which is their right. It is a privilege that needs to be earned, and we have to set this clear rule to the child that you got to earn it. It is a privilege that is given to you. It is not the right. And if you break the rule, this is the consequence. And it has to be put in a thorough manner. on a manner so that, it don't get into the form of a preaching. The rules are written on the board. The rules are written in the chart. You please refer to the chart and just see what is the time when you need to study, what is it that you need to do, and everything. So that really works wonders without getting into a power struggle with the children. So that is what which will really work wonders. And encouraging healthy eating habits in children is very important. If we see, encouraging healthy eating and sleeping habits, especially for small children, that is one thing which we really need to get into focus at this point in time. So this is a great opportunity. एक बहुत बड़ा opportunity है. अगर आपके घर में grown up बच्चे हैं, उनको घर की ही चीजें use करके healthy options they can try. Instead of going for a whole wheat flour, the children can use whole flour and come out, make their own pizza at home, whatever it may be. So whatever suits for your family, it's the way your family functions. Whole lot of fruits, vegetables, and at least 8 hours of sleep. So these are the things which is very important, something which needs to be followed. And for all these things, we need to have a clear structure in place, and that is what to be followed by the parents as well. It is not that you are asking the child to go off to sleep by 10 and you should not be watching TV, and it should not be the case that the parents are sitting and watching TV till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. It sends a wrong message to the child. So whatever you are expecting the child to do, you yourself need to follow that. That is the thing. And one last thing which I want to share is nurturing spirituality in children. This is the right time. COVID-19 pandemic situation, mindfulness, yeah, involving children in meditation, involving children in yoga will help them in their overall development. It helps them in their emotional regulation skills, in their mental, spiritual, emotional aspects of life. And being aware of themselves is very important, because this is a 21st century skill which is required by the children today, by everyone today. Self management is a key skill according to World Economic Forum. Today this is the third most important skill which is required by every single person on the earth to be self, is the self management. So to take care of themselves, to be aware of their own emotions and actions and everything, it really helps. So nurturing spirituality, when I talk about yoga, it's like asanas, pranayam, and getting into meditation and my other mindful practices can definitely help. And I would request you, please do it yourself so that your children, come and sit with you when you're doing it. Maybe they will not do it for a day or so, whatever it may be, but eventually they will get into the habit of it. And believe you me, I myself have experienced this. And make your children strong enough and encourage your children to pursue their passion. Never teach the children to just win and win. Give them the complete freedom. That is what I meant by wings when I say give them the complete freedom. Let them explore all the opportunities. Let them explore what is their passion and everything. I want to share this beautiful quote by Thomas Edison, who says, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Let them pursue their passion. They may fail once or twice, but you never know that, after failing those 10 times, the 11th time, your child might do a miracle. So encourage them to be strong in their studies and academics, and at the same time, encourage them to, pursue their passion, whether it's music, whether it's, cooking, whether it's painting, whether it's art and craft, whatever it may be. Please encourage them, and please do not my humble request to you is, whatever the children are doing, give them that free space, because let them get bored. If they're saying that I'm getting bored, I don't have anything to do, boredom is the first phase to creativity. Let them get bored. You never know, after that boredom, once they pass that phase of boredom, they will come out with something creative. So let them pursue their passion. Encourage them in whatever ways you can, and let us give the beautiful choices in our children's life, and let them have the most beautiful life, and believe in our children. So this is one thing which is more important. And I think I had to cover a lot. And one thing before winding up, I did not want to miss out, is to teach children about money management. Let children know where money is coming from. Let children know how much struggle is involved in earning the money and everything, because children are getting all the comforts and they do not know where it is coming from, what it is involved in this. So involve every child starting from nursery to class 1 to class 2, every day. With small children, a very interesting activity what you can do is to keep 3 jars, wherein spend, save and share. So save is something where they will put their coins and save, and spend is if they want to buy a toy or something, they can use their own pocket money to this. And one last jar, which is very important, which I want to share with you, is the share jar, which is the contribution to the society, and they will enjoy doing it. They will buy something for themselves out of the pocket money that they get, but they will at the same time give it back to the society also. So giving and sharing and caring is something which we have to teach children. And when the children are moving on to first, second, third grade, they are learning maths. Let's take it a step further and let's help them understand what is the spending is all about, what saving is all about, how you run the household, how much you spend on items. So let them do the calculation, let them be involved with you, let them enjoy the life, and in a very playful manner we can teach them how money is managed. And thank you so much for being patient and hearing and patiently hearing to me. And I'm really thankful to all the parents for taking out time from your precious time. Please give the children the roots and the wings. You never know that we give them that stability and the nourishment and everything to our child, and we strengthen the wings. They will definitely leave our comfort zone and they will go out of the comfort zone to the real world to face the real challenge. But I'm sure if you adopt all these practices, one fine day they will return back to share all the wonderful experiences with you, and for giving the most beautiful life and for being the most beautiful person in their life. So let children make the right choice. And I really want to thank all of you for this. One last thing I want to share is, as what Kami ma'am has rightly said, that I'm not also of a book on the power of gratitude parenting. I could not cover everything here, and everything is mentioned in depth in the book. There are a lot of practices with a 21-day challenge, which I've mentioned in my book and everything, which can really work wonders. If you really feel that you need to get into the depth of these things, you're most welcome to visit Amazon and buy this book. And I thank you so much for your wonderful time. And you all have been wonderful and patient enough to listen to me. And I'm really, really thankful to all of you for being such wonderful people. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, ma'am, it was
so much.
indeed
Hi,
amazing. Okay, Jasleen ma'am, you carry on, please.
Thank you. We are thankful to you for enlightening us to be grateful in life, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we will feel the change ourselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Our parents are also inquisitive and would like to ask you a few questions, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
I would request parents of Avya of class 5 to unmute and ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Avya?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You can pose your question.
Ma'am, ask a question. When we were young, our parents dealt with us very strictly, and we still respect them and were obedient. But now we have given enough space to our children, yet the respect seems to be missing. Why is this happening, and how can we deal with it?
Okay, ma'am. A very interesting question that you asked, because see, this is something which most of the parents feel that the children are not respecting them, and in spite of giving everything to the child. But at the same time, I wanted to put it across to you that it is not. Because of their undesirable behavior of not respecting, it is not right on our part to compare ourselves with them, because our generation was different, the scenario at that point in time was different, this generation is different. If I have to say share something with you, एक हमारा टाइम था जब हम लोग मिट्टी में खेलते थे, नेचर के साथ कनेक्टेड थे, हमारे पास ऐसे कोई रिसोर्सेस नहीं था, गैजेट्स, और ये मिट्टी में खेलते थे, रिसोर्सेस के मतलब मड में खेलते थे, नेचर के साथ कनेक्टेड रहते थे, एक ह्यूमन रिलेशनशिप था जहां हम लोग जॉइंट फैमिली में थे, हमारे फैमिली मेंबर्स इकट्ठे रहते थे, एक बॉन्डिंग था, वो एक एस्पेक्ट है जो आजकल के बच्चों के लिए मिसिंग है। अगर हम अपने बच्चों को देखें, अगर मैं अपनी ओन डॉटर को भी देखूं, उनको सोसाइटी से बाहर नहीं, तो लाइक सोसाइटी से बाहर नहीं निकलना, all sort of restrictions, and on top of that most of us are in a nuclear family today. So what is happening with the child is, मैंने थ्रू आउट द सेशन एक ही जो एस्पेक्ट जो मैं सबके साथ शेयर करना चाहती थी कि बी अ रोल मॉडल फॉर आवर चिल्ड्रन। तो ये क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे आता है कि कहीं ना कहीं मतलब कोई ऐसे कुछ है जो आसपास, क्योंकि बच्चे एक तो पेरेंट्स से सीखते हैं और एक जो है उनकी इमीडिएट सराउंडिंग से बच्चे सीखते हैं। तो सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन आपको अपने आप से ये है पूछना है कि कौन ऐसा है जिनको वो बच्चा, बिकॉज एक रिसर्च ने ये प्रूव किया है कि बच्चे आसपास जो होता है और आसपास जो लोग करते हैं उससे इन्फ्लुएंस रहते हैं, बच्चे अपने आप कुछ नहीं सीखते हैं। तो ये क्वेश्चन हमें अपने आप से पूछना है, क्या ऐसा कौन है जो इतनी डिसरिस्पेक्टफुली बिहेव करते कि जिनको देख के बच्चा ऐसे इसमें रहा है। सो दैट इज वन प्लेस विच वी नीड टू रियली लुक अपॉन। एंड इफ द चाइल्ड इज दैट इज वन एरिया जो कि आप चेक कर सकते हो कि किस तरह का कम्युनिकेशन होता है बच्चे का पेरेंट के साथ, या पेरेंट्स का आपस में किस तरह का कम्युनिकेशन होता है, या बच्चे ने किसी और को देखा हो ऐसे डिसरिस्पेक्टफुली बिहेव करते हुए। बिकॉज मैं एंटायरली आपका सिनेरियो समझ नहीं पाऊंगी बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट। ये क्वेश्चन हम अपने आप से कर सकते हैं। और दूसरा चीज, जब भी आप बच्चा डिसरिस्पेक्टफुली बिहेव करे उस वक्त हमें रिएक्ट नहीं करना है। उस वक्त क्योंकि उस चीज को हम तब स्पॉइल कर लेते हैं जब उस वक्त आप रिएक्ट करके आप जो सिचुएशन है उसको स्पॉइल करते हैं। यहाँ पे हमारा टेस्ट ऑफ पेशेंस आता है। एक डीप ब्रेथ लेना है, आप एक डीप ब्रेथ लीजिए 5 के काउंट में, नोज से ब्रीथ और माउथ से ये करिए, अपने वॉक ऑफ करिए, उस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकलिए। जब आप बाहर निकलेंगे थोड़ी देर के बाद, जब सिचुएशन काम हो जाएगा, बच्चे का मूड भी ठीक हो जाएगा, आपका अपना मूड भी ठीक हो जाएगा, आपको बैठना है बच्चे के साथ और बच्चे को ये बोलना है कि बेटा अभी जो आपका बिहेवियर था वो एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है, क्योंकि आप एक बहुत अच्छे बच्चे हो। स्टार्ट विद अ प्रेज फॉर द चाइल्ड कि आप एक बहुत अच्छे बच्चे हो और आप में इतना कुछ है, आप इतना वो हो, जो भी आप प्रेज जो आप फील करते हैं अपने बच्चे के लिए आप ये करें। बेटा ये एक अनडिजायरेबल बिहेवियर है जो आपकी तरफ से नहीं आना चाहिए था, क्योंकि आज मम्मी ने आपको नहीं रोका तो ये आपकी हैबिट बन जाएगी। तो कौन सा ऐसा रीजन है कि आप मेरे साथ बिहेव करते हो? आप बैठिए, समझिए, गेट इनटू अ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद द चाइल्ड। रिस्पॉन्ड करना जरूरी है, रिएक्ट नहीं करना है उस सिचुएशन को, क्योंकि बच्चे को बाहर अगर निकालते हैं तो हम ही निकाल सकते हैं। अगर हम इस चीज को लेके हम स्पैंक करें, बच्चे को पनिश करें, ये इनकी लाइफ लॉन्ग हैबिट बनती जाएगी, बच्चा स्टबर्न होगा, they will turn out to be more disrespectful. So this is one thing which we can look into. तो आपके साथ मेरे डिटेल में बात नहीं हो पा रही है टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट की वजह से। ये 2-3 चीजें हैं, एक बार आप इम्प्लीमेंट करके देख लीजिए।
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have Dev's mother of class 4B.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Please pose your question.
Hello.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, my question is that how we can create sibling balance when one child needs more attention than the other?
Very practical question. And most of the parents I know that we have also been siblings. We have been like 3 daughters, so I understand that that complex would be there, that jealous feeling would be there. So these are something which we all have gone through. Now ये एक आपने बहुत वैलिड क्वेश्चन पूछा है। एक बैलेंस मेंटेन करने के लिए सबसे पहले आपको एक बॉन्डिंग बनाना जरूरी है बच्चों के बीच में। मैं आपसे एक सवाल कर सकती हूँ कि जैसे आपका बेटा है, बेटी है, कैसा है, मतलब क्या है एज, क्या है?
मैम एक बेटा है और एक बेटी है।
क्या एज ग्रुप आप बता सकते हो?
Ma'am, my daughter is 10 years old and my son is 9 years old.
Okay, 10 years old and 9 years old. Okay.
जी जी।
And now that they have reached a level when they have crossed that initial phase of that 5 years old, 6 to 10 years old बच्चों का थोड़ा सा डिसिप्लिन करना, थोड़ा एजुकेट करना, थोड़ा ट्रेन करना बहुत जरूरी है। अब 9 और 10 ईयर ओल्ड बच्चे हैं तो एज गैप भी ज्यादा नहीं है। आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि एक बॉन्डिंग बनना। सबसे पहले आपको ये देखना है कि इनके बीच में एक बॉन्डिंग हो। और बॉन्डिंग किस तरीके से आएंगे, मैं आपको एक छोटा सा रूल समझाना चाहती हूँ। इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ VAK रूल. When I talk about VAK rule, it's nothing but visualization, auditory and kinesthetic. तो विजुअलाइजेशन की जब मैं बात करूं, उनके बहुत सारे स्पेशल मोमेंट्स होंगे जहां उन्होंने हग किया था, या कई वेकेशन में चले गए थे ये लोग, या कोई स्पेशल मोमेंट्स इन्होंने एंजॉय करा था, कुछ ऐसे मोमेंट्स जो आपने कैप्चर करे होंगे, जिनके पिक्चर्स आपने लिए होंगे जहां ये लोग एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, हंस रहे हैं, खेल रहे हैं, या कुछ ऐसे एक्टिविटीज होंगे जिन्होंने साथ में किया है। ऐसे अगर आपके पास पिक्चर्स हैं, तो आप इन्हीं बच्चों को बोलिए कि आपके भाई और बहन के पिक्चर्स का आप कोलाज बनाइए और आप इसको दीवार पे डालिए। जो हमारा विजुअल सेंस होता है वो स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट है आउट ऑफ ऑल द सेंसेस। जब विजुअली बच्चे ये देखते हैं कि आपस में कितना बॉन्डिंग था हमारे बीच में, हमने ये भी किया साथ में वो भी किया, तो कहीं ना कहीं डेली बेसिस पे जब वो उसको देखेंगे, इट्स लाइक अ विजन बोर्ड, जब वो डेली बेसिस पे उनको देखेंगे तो उनकी बिलीव जो ऐसे स्ट्रांग हो जाएगी कि हमारी आपस की बॉन्डिंग कितनी बढ़ सकती है। अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा भी, आपस में कुछ फाइटिंग भी नहीं होंगे, तो वो हमेशा जब भी उस विजन बोर्ड की तरफ देखेंगे, जब भी उस चार्ट की तरफ देखेंगे, इट विल जस्ट रिमाइंड देम द गुड टाइम्स दैट दे स्पेंड टुगेदर। सो दैट इज वन थिंग। नेक्स्ट इज ऑडिटरी। ऑडिटरी इज अगर वो हैबिट नहीं है जहां एक दूसरे को अप्रिशिएट करने का, तो आप साथ में मिलके बैठ सकते हैं दोनों बच्चों के लिए, एक दूसरे को अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए आप उनको एनकरेज कर सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, like for example, when they wake up in the morning, अगर good morning बोलने की आदत नहीं है, go and say good morning. And kinesthetic जब मैं बोलती हूँ, I'm talking about the touch and the feel and a small hug and saying good morning. And before they go off to bed, सोने से पहले उनको एक गुड नाइट बोलना, और मे बी इट्स बिटवीन अ ब्रदर एंड सिस्टर, यू कैन ऑलवेज से आई लव यू टू ईच अदर, तो समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट। या फिर कुछ ऐसे ओकेजन्स आते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल बच्चे का कोई स्पेशल ओकेजन है, जैसे समझ लो कि आपकी बेटी के लिए बर्थडे का ओकेजन है, आप अपने बेटे को बोल सकते हैं कि स्पीच तैयार करो, अपनी सिस्टर के लिए क्या क्या उनके लिए अच्छा आप फील कर रहे हो आप बोलो, सिस्टर को एनकरेज करो कि अपने भाई के लिए कुछ ऐसे कुछ करो। सो that visual, that auditory, that this thing, so that will really work wonders for the children to build that bond. जब तक बॉन्डिंग नहीं होंगे बच्चे में आपस में, और दोनों के लिए हमें पेरेंट्स को फेयर रहना है, वी हैव टू बी फेयर विद बोथ द चिल्ड्रन। अगर कोई रूल सेट किया है, इट हैज टू बी एप्लीकेबल टू बोथ द चिल्ड्रन, so that is very important. And secondly is you can do a lot of things apart from this, जो दोनों बच्चे एंजॉय करते हैं, जो एक्टिविटीज आजकल पैंडेमिक है, तो घर बैठे बैठे वो ऐसे एक्टिविटीज साथ में कर सकते हैं। सपोज दोनों आर्ट्स में दे आर गुड, तो दोनों को साथ में बिठा के कि दोनों मिलके एक आर्ट बनाए हैं, समथिंग दे कैन डू फॉर द कोविड वॉरियर्स। जैसे जो कोविड वॉरियर्स हैं उनके लिए आपने एक आर्ट बना लिया, या फिर एक म्यूजिक कंपोज कर लिया, दोनों ने मिलके एक म्यूजिक कंपोज कर लिया फॉर द पीपल हु आर डूइंग सर्विस फॉर द सोसाइटी। उसमें 2-3 पर्पसेस सॉल्व हो जाते हैं, उनके आपस की बॉन्डिंग भी बढ़ सकते हैं, एंड यू आर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द सोसाइटी ऑल्सो। सो डूइंग समथिंग टुगेदर, चाहे वो घर का काम हो चाहे कुछ भी हो, उन दोनों को आपस में इन्वॉल्व कीजिए कि आप दोनों मिलके ये करना। तो आपको ये कोशिश करना है कि इनके बीच की बॉन्डिंग बढ़े, और आपको इसमें बिल्कुल ही फेयर रहना है दोनों के साथ। ये नहीं कि एक ने दूसरे के साथ फाइटिंग किया, कि जो पेरेंट्स हम लोग मिस्टेक करते हैं, वी ऑलवेज गो एंड स्कोल्ड द अदर चाइल्ड विदाउट इवन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द पर्सपेक्टिव। तो दोनों की पर्सपेक्टिव्स को समझना है, दोनों को बिठाना है, एक कॉन्वर्सेशन मोड पे आके बच्चों से बात करना है। तो दोनों के साथ इम्पार्शियल रह के, फेयर रह के एक बैलेंस मेंटेन करना बहुत जरूरी है, सो दैट बोथ द चिल्ड्रन फील दैट माई मदर्स लव एंड केयर आर इक्वल फॉर बोथ ऑफ अस, and they are, my mother and father is helping me in building that bond with each other. So these are the few strategies which you can apply to.
Yes. Now next
Thank
child
you.
is, thank you so much. And now we have the next child. He is Daksh from class 4. I request parent of Daksh to kindly unmute themselves and they can ask their question to Shiva ma'am. Yes, is Daksh here? Yeah, Daksh parents, are you there? Otherwise, we'll switch to the next time.
Hello,
Okay.
good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah. My question is, why have our children become so impatient and unapologetic? And why do we find ego in a young child who is not willing to say sorry for his own mistakes?
Yes. See, ma'am, throughout the session, I've been just talking about just one thing is to mirror, children mirror the actions, what they see around them. Okay, so I want to understand is that, what you're talking about, is it increasing just because they are sitting at home, or is it behavior which is exhibited by the child, I mean, since a long time? So I want to understand that.
No, it's just the behavior. Sometimes we see in our children, they are becoming very stubborn. They know they are doing something wrong, but still, when we are asking them to say sorry, they are not saying sorry for their own mistakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes they, yeah, that behavior I'm talking about, of young children. My
Yes.
son is 8 years old.
8 years old, ma'am. Okay. See, ma'am, as what I've told before also, and this is something which I'm sharing with all of you, that which is backed by science, that children are not learning anything on their own. Children are learning things which they see in their surroundings. Maybe their immediate surrounding could be anywhere. Friends in the school, or probably they go into the playground and they're playing with the children, or most likely because the most influential person in their life is their parents. So they do not know even what ego is all about. An 8-year-old child don't even know कि ego क्या होता है, और sorry नहीं बोलना है ये क्या होता है. तो वो बच्चा कहीं ना कहीं इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा है किसी ना किसी से. सो वो हमें देखना है कि ऐसा कौन सा फैक्टर है जो इस बच्चे को ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है, जिसकी वजह से ये बच्चा इस स्टेज में आ रहा है. एंड देन कम्स द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. First we need to identify the cause of the reason why the child is doing so. So probably it's a general statement which I am sharing. Sometimes what happens is that at times I have also noticed, as a spouse, I have also noticed that sometimes we as a spouse also say something in front of the child, which definitely I make sure that whenever there is some healthy argument which is going on, so we do not do it in front of our daughter. But at times what happens is that the spouse, they start arguing with each other, or they do not say sorry to each other. So the child, it's a general thing which I am sharing, that the child is picking up from somewhere, because we need to understand the root cause, and we need to eliminate that root cause from where it is happening. Because even if today we ask the child to stop it, again the child will get influenced. So first we have to identify that, and secondly, yes, if the child is not saying sorry, in that case it is very important for the parent to be calm and composed, and again not react to the situation, and make the child understand the difference between when you are not saying sorry to somebody, what is it that the consequence. Yes, there should be a clear rule that should be set for the house. बहुत जरूरी है कि we have a clear rule in the house. If somebody is at fault, they need to say sorry, so because that will sort out the situation rather than aggravating the situation. So एक house rule होना जरूरी है, which is applicable to everybody, which is not only applicable to the child but it is also applicable to the parents. कि हम पहली बार आर्ग्यू नहीं करेंगे, और अगर किसी के मिस्टेक्स नोइंगली अननोइंगली है, so we should always say sorry. That will take care of the situation and sort it out. So these are the two things which really need to take upon, and then further action needs to be taken accordingly. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you,
Next
ma'am.
we have.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, ma'am. Next we have parents of Palak from class 3.
Good evening, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank you for sharing fruitful tips today. And my question is in continuity to the first one, styles of parenting. So I would like to ask you, where should we draw a line between authoritative and permissive parenting in regards to today's preteens and teenagers?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, see, if I get into the parenting styles, because then I need to get into the depth of, authoritarian and permissive and, helicopter parenting and everything. So I just wanted to talk from a general perspective that, we all try to be a perfect parent. We just need to be a real one. The way we are absolutely amazing, ma'am. You're an absolutely amazing person who is doing a great job for the child. So we just need to be a real one. So what we need to do is, yes, as initially what I have been talking about the parenting practices, that we need to find out a boundary between that, being an overprotective parent and making comparison or being pushy or dominating and something of that sort. So an authoritative approach will work best, because here we are giving reasons to the child, we are reasoning it out. And if suppose we put a consequence for something, we have a reason behind it why the child has to face the consequence. So it is very important to understand that when we talk about the parenting styles, first we need to have a structure in place. When I talk about the structure in place, I'm talking about the house rules being set. And if the house rule is not being followed, there will be a certain expectation, not only from the child, for other family members also. And if the expectations are not met, there will be a clear consequence. Consequence is not spanking or punishment or anything of that sort. For example, if the child is insisting on a screen time, the child is not studying, but you have already a rule set for the child, a routine for the child, and the child is not following, then you always have something in place as consequence, that okay, yesterday you did not study, I did not follow the routine and everything, so today you have to lose your privilege of not watching the screen time. So parenting is an art, ma'am. So there is no set pattern of how it needs to be worked out. So today we are excited, tomorrow we feel exasperated. So a parenting journey is considered to be a roller coaster ride. So we can make it an enriching experience by having a clear rule in place for everyone, not only for the child, for clear. So in that case, what needs to be done is that, if whenever the child comes to you saying, I am getting bored, or I have done this, or whatever it may be, rather than getting into a deep conversation or an argument or whatever it may be, you can always ask the child, please refer to your chat, what is the next step that you need to do. So there will be there will not be any chance for power struggle between the parents. The parents, constantly nagging or pushing the child, you do this, you do that, not, because everything is finite. And this needs to start young, when the child is young, and this needs to start so that it becomes a lifelong habit for them.
Thank you so much.
Now, ma'am, we will be taking the last question, and it is from Ansh parents. They are from class 5. I request parents of Ansh of class 5 to kindly unmute themselves.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, my question is, nowadays our children do not listen to us and are engrossed in their games and mobile phones. How can we sensitize them to reduce their screen time and involve them creatively?
Okay, ma'am. Again, the same thing which I want to, the first point which I want to share with you is, we need to set an example for them. Because let me just share a story rather than getting directly into the point. I have had an experience of coaching one of the child very recently. That is, I think 4 or 5 days back, and the very amazing child. The mother was like, he's always in front of the TV, he's not ready to study and everything. So the mother, based on what the mother told me, I told I want to have a word with the child as well. When I spoke with the child, the most amazing kid I've ever seen, very amazing, and very smart kid, everything. Okay, so I couldn't find anything wrong with the child why he was, though I could make out. So I didn't have an option rather than asking the parent, how much time you spend in front of the TV. And the parent told, I feel very lonely, so even if I don't watch the TV, वो पूरा दिन TV चलता रहता है and I am in the kitchen. So generally I prefer watching TV for 5-6 hours. Okay, so that answered the question of the parent. So that is where I had to tell the parent that, so for the child to cut short on this thing, so first of all, you need to cut short on that part. So one aspect is, modeling the same example and exhibiting the same behavior. If we expect the child not to watch TV for too long, and this बच्चा क्यों नहीं सुनता है, क्योंकि उनका जो ऑकल्ट नर्व है, बिकॉज ऑल द टाइम बच्चा इसी में ये है, ये डेवलपमेंटल स्टेज की मैं बात कर रही हूँ, कि उनकी जो ऑकल्ट नर्व वो कहीं ना कहीं ब्रेक हो जाता है और बच्चा ग्लूड ऑन होता है. आप बुला भी रहे हो बच्चे को, वो सुनाई नहीं देता, बिकॉज बच्चा कॉन्स्टेंटली ग्लूड ऑन टू द गेम. और बच्चे को चाहिए अटेंशन, एंड बच्चे को वो अटेंशन वहां से मिल रहा है, हिज क्रेविंग फॉर अटेंशन इज गेटिंग सेटिस्फाइड फ्रॉम द मोबाइल फोन. सो दूसरा जो एस्पेक्ट मैं आपको शेयर करना चाहूंगी, जो कि बच्चे में ये मैसेज जाना चाहिए कि जो स्क्रीन टाइम है, that is just a privilege that is given to the child. That is just a privilege that is given to the child. ये बच्चे का राइट नहीं है. तो आपको कुछ ऐसे वर्कआउट करना पड़ेगा कि अगर आपको स्क्रीन टाइम देखना है तो सबसे पहले आपका जो प्रायोरिटी है, सो यू नीड टू डिसाइड द प्रायोरिटी क्या है. तो आपको सबसे पहले जो भी आपको काम दिया गया है वो आपको फिनिश करना है. इसके बाद ये टाइम है आपका स्क्रीन देखने का, तो एक सेट पैटर्न होना चाहिए. तो वो एक एस्पेक्ट है जो आपको सेट करनी है. बच्चे को ये मैसेज जाना चाहिए कि ये उनके लिए एक राइट नहीं है, इट इज देयर प्रिविलेज एंड दे नीड टू अर्न द प्रिविलेज. वो एक मैसेज बच्चे में जाना बहुत जरूरी है. और आजकल जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूंगी, आजकल पेरेंटल कंट्रोल ऐप भी आता है जो कि एक लिमिटेड पीरियड तक क्या बोलते हैं, बच्चा स्क्रीन पे देख सकता है, उसके बाद वो ऑटोमेटिकली ऑफ हो जाते हैं. सो वो भी एक ऑप्शन है. मेरे को वो ऐप का नाम मैं फिगर आउट नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. आई थिंक समथिंग टू कॉल्ड पैक्टो और समथिंग, और सम पेड ऐप है. सो जिसमें भी है कि अगर बच्चा बिल्कुल ही नहीं सुन रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा ये है, तो वो लास्ट रिजॉर्ट है. पहले आपको ये ट्राई करना है और आपको ये देखना है कि अपने सराउंडिंग में या कहीं पे भी कोई ऐसा तो नहीं है जो एक इसके लिए एक एग्जाम्पल सेट कर रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से. और दूसरा, आपको प्लीज अपने बच्चे को कुछ अच्छे एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व कीजिए जहां से इनकी जो ये जो आदत है, जो अनडिजायरेबल बिहेवियर है, इससे वो बाहर निकल के आए. आप किसी भी एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं. आप ऐसे एक्टिविटी ढूंढिए जो बच्चे के लिए इंटरेस्टिंग है, जो इससे भी ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, उनको म्यूजिक पसंद होगा तो आप उसमें म्यूजिक में इन्वॉल्व कीजिए. अगर उसको आर्टिस्टिक फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड है या डांस करने में इंटरेस्ट है तो आप इनको इन्वॉल्व कीजिए और खुद भी बच्चे के साथ इंजॉय कीजिए. वो बहुत जरूरी है. तो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि बच्चे से को उस माहौल से बाहर निकाल के आप किसी और एक्टिविटी में इनको इन्वॉल्व कीजिए. एंड देन यू नीड टू प्रेज द चाइल्ड फॉर व्हाट द चाइल्ड इज डूइंग. एंड ये 1-2 दिन में नहीं होगा, थोड़ा सा पेशेंस चाहिए होगा. और आपको कुछ प्लान ऐसे वर्कआउट करना होगा कि अगर घर पे कोई देख रहे हैं ज्यादा टाइम टीवी, तो उनको भी थोड़ा कट शॉर्ट करना, उनको भी थोड़ा वर्कआउट करना, ताकि बच्चे को ये दिखे कि हमारे घर में सब लोग एक रूटीन फॉलो कर रहे हैं एंड स्क्रीन टाइम इतने लिमिटेड टाइम के लिए होगा. और एक रूल जरूर सेट कीजिएगा. थैंक यू.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
Ma'am, there is one more parent and they have raised their hands since starting, so we would like to give opportunity to them. Parents of Kush Kumar, I request you to kindly unmute yourself and you can put your question forward, please. Yes, parents of Kush Kumar. Are you there? Parents of Kush Kumar. All
Maybe
right.
by mistake.
Yeah, maybe by mistake. Fine, ma'am.
He is able to unmute now. Do you want to speak?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी सर, आप पूछ सकते हैं.
You want to ask some question from Shiva, ma'am?
I am father of Kush. I am father of Kush.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, sir.
To my
Sir, there is network issue on your side. We are not able to hear you.
for a wonderful word.
Thank you.
My question only is, I am always talking with my children about attitude and sometimes self-discipline. Whenever I speak to him, he always follow my rules. But one day,
Figure out the question what sir has asked.
ma'am, I am talking with my children. So sometimes he follow my rules and self-discipline also, and we have one in a manner. But he follow 1 or 2 days, 4 days, and 6 days. He always keeping the time and engage again other work and not following the self-discipline.
Okay.
Okay. Is the question clear, ma'am? Shall I repeat?
As far as I understood, sir was mentioning that the children follows.
Madam, my question only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have come to know your question. He sets some rules and which are followed by his children for 2-3 days only, and then again they are to square one. So this is what I could make out.
Same I could make out. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Can you hear?
He's muted again. Sir, you can unmute. Mr. Kumar. He's unmuted.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Madam, my question only, my children doing self-discipline work only 2-3 days, 4 days. And 5th-6th day, he has learned how to make his habit or make a self-discipline in his, so that he can do his work on.
Okay. Sir, as what I've mentioned during the webinar also, see, discipline does not work by constantly telling them, you need to do this, you need to do this. That is something which will eventually become a habit once they consistently do it. And you're absolutely right, sir. 2 days they are doing and then they are leaving it. So as what I've mentioned earlier as well, self-discipline only works for children, because one is like, we are forcing the children and we are preaching them and we are constantly, being after them to follow this and follow that. So what you need to do is sit with the child and understand that, 2 days you're following, absolutely amazing. And I'm really happy about the fact, and praise the child for that. That, these 2 days when you followed the discipline, I felt so nice, and see how things work beautifully for us. कितने अच्छे से काम करा है आपने, डिसिप्लिन फॉलो करा है आपने, रूटीन फॉलो करा है. तो ये 2 दिन देखिए आप, ये कौन सी एरिया है जिन पे बच्चों ने वर्क किया है, ये मैं नहीं जानती, बट आप बच्चों के साथ बैठ के उनको प्रेज कर सकते हो कि बेटा आपने ये फॉलो किया है, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा और ये बहुत प्रेज वर्दी है, इसको आपको कंटिन्यू करना है, तभी आप ये सब अचीव कर सकते हो. आपको वेदर इट्स रिलेटेड टू स्टडीज या जो भी है, तो आप उनके साथ आराम से बैठिए. कहते हैं कि हम लोग कुछ ऐसे वर्कआउट करते हैं, एक बैलेंस वर्कआउट करते हैं, तो आपको ये पता करना है बच्चे से कि क्या वो अनकंफर्टेबल फील करते हैं उस रूटीन के साथ या उस सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन जो भी एस्पेक्ट आपने बच्चों के साथ डिस्कस किया है. अगर बच्चों को कुछ अनकंफर्टेबल सा लग रहा है जिसकी वजह से वो नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो आपको पता करना है कि ऐसे हम सब मिलके क्या कर सकते हैं कि जिससे कि ये रूटीन आपका हमेशा के लिए रहे और ये एक आपका लाइफ लॉन्ग हैबिट बने. तो बच्चे के साथ बैठ के आप एक चार्ट में ये कर सकते हैं, आप एक रूल सेट कर सकते हैं, आप एक रूटीन बना सकते हैं, और ये आप वॉल पे पेस्ट कीजिए डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर चाइल्ड्स एज. अगर बच्चा बहुत छोटा है तो इसको आप वॉल पे पेस्ट कर सकते हो, या बच्चा अगर बड़ा है तो वो अपने स्टडी टेबल पे पेस्ट कर सकते हैं. तो बच्चा जब ये रूटीन फॉलो करेंगे तो उनको एक रिवॉर्ड सिस्टम आप रख सकते हो. बट मैं तो आपको यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आप प्रेज पे ज्यादा फोकस कीजिए, बिकॉज एक रिवॉर्ड ऐसा ना हो कि एक टाइम पे आके बच्चा को हर बार वो एक्सपेक्ट करेगा कि मुझे रिवॉर्ड मिलेंगे. तो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द एज ग्रुप, अगर बच्चा बहुत छोटा है तो आप रिवॉर्ड सिस्टम से स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, थोड़ा बहुत एक मैनेज कर सकते हो, बट आपको कॉन्स्टेंटली बच्चे को प्रेज करना है और कॉन्स्टेंटली वो पॉजिटिव मैसेज देना है कि बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. तो आप इस रूटीन को आगे बढ़ने में ये कर सकते हैं, बट इसके लिए आपको बच्चे के साथ बैठ के समझना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा रूटीन बेस्ट वर्क करेंगे, कौन सा रूल बेस्ट वर्क करेगा, जिससे कि बच्चा भी प्रेशराइज फील ना करे और आपके फैमिली के लिए ये बहुत यूजफुल रहे, बेनिफिशियल हो.
Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I, on behalf of ST Public School, Pitampura, would like to extend my special heart vote of thanks to Shiva ma'am for sharing her findings with us, for sharing her opinions with us. It was really awesome listening to you, ma'am. No words at all. It was really a pleasure to our ears listening to you, and we felt like that your talk should not come to an end. It was so practical, it was so relevant and related to the present situation. So your thoughts, they have given us so much of positivity. Thank you so much. And thank you. And on record, Special thanks to Principal Ma'am who gave us this opportunity to hear such nice words from you, to learn so many new things from you, and special thanks to Jasleen Ma'am also for helping me out at each and every corner, and to dear parents who are always there as a support of our school. So thank you everybody, thank you teachers, thank you Shiva Ma'am and Principal Ma'am. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. We are highly obliged.
Thank you, Jasleen Ma'am, and thank you parents. All of you have